Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bullhucker Podcast. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
And I'm Adam Vokey.
And we're back at Bullhucker Studio, bro.
Yep, the Bullhucker Studio.
It hasn't blown away or set on fire, no shit yet, brother.
No, right? Hasn't fallen down.
Yeah, we're here at and if you wonder where it's at, it's here at we're in the bowels of the Brush Emporium. So we're going to talk about that later, but thank you to the Brush Emporium for giving us the studio, or the place to do the studio stuff. So very cool. We have a guest today.
We do have a guest.
Someone kind of new to both of us, really.
Yeah.
We kind of know him, kind of don't. So these are fun.
Yeah, we were talking before, and I traced back meeting him when he was probably 8.
It's like 6 degrees of bacon in this fucking county. You know what I'm saying? Do you remember it was a Heidi episode when we started talking about family, who she's related to? And I'm from here, and I lost her ass on who she's related to, which is, by the way, everybody. Yeah. So
you don't talk shit about anybody because you might be talking about their relative.
That's no shit. Well, we're going to find out who this guy's related to. Hey, Landon, thank you for showing up, man.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it, man.
I'm just teasing you, man. Landon, he works at McDonald Toyota. Yep. He's a car salesman. And this is a podcast about lying. So this is going to be interesting, bro.
I'm going to be great at it, man. If I don't stump you guys, I'm going to be more mad at myself than anything. Not that we lie, but
he's going to be rethinking his career choice.
The other salesman will shit on him when he gets back. Those two fat gullible bastards picked you right off, bro. Picked you right off.
No wonder you don't sell a car.
Hey, look, it's the truthful salesman.
Yeah. Well, that'd be good if Landon. Hey, Landon Doiel's the one to go to if we catch him, right? Because that means he's not a good liar and he's gonna be a truthful son of a bitch.
There you go.
How long you done the Toyota gig for, man?
4 years this July.
Really?
So, yep.
That's awesome.
Leprino before that, and one of my buddies, I was in getting a service, and he was like, "Hey, man, you wanna come sell some cars?" And I was like, "No, I don't. I don't really know a lot about cars." And he's like, "No, but you like people." And I was like, "I do." Kind of was in the banking world before and I just missed customers. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, I guess so. So I interviewed and got the job a week later and never looked back. So
really?
I dig it, man.
You dig something, huh?
It's fun, man. Toyota sell themselves. So really, I just have to sit and have a conversation. So
it's funny because I'm good friends with Rick Stroh. That's kind of how you and I met.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because
sometimes I just pop in there. I don't pop in there for my vehicle very, very rarely because I have a Toyota and I have a Dodge Ram and I love my little Ram.
Yeah.
But as I was telling Rick and Jaime, if I ever sometimes that Ram and I can't, whatever, the next truck will be a Toyota, man.
Yeah.
It will absolutely be a Toyota because it's that little car has ran amazing.
Oh yeah.
Since I've had it,
I used to have a Toyota Tacoma.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This was way before I met you. It was in '96. So
shit!
It's been a while, but that thing was badass.
Yeah, there's one in Greeley that went over 1 million miles, and Toyota bought it back to dissect it, tear it apart. So yeah, see what they did right. So
we'll figure out. This one the bad motherfucker.
You'd think if it ran that far, they'd want to dissect and see what they did wrong.
Yeah.
But they're not supposed to last like this.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to buy every 5 years.
Yeah, that's what it is to make sure they don't make it again. I'll tell you what, if I had, what kind of car was it? A Toyota what?
Tacoma.
Oh, it was a Tacoma.
Yeah,
you said that. Sorry.
Tacoma, yeah. No,
I'll be honest, I'd sell them back to them, but I'd stick them on the price, bro.
Oh, yeah. Just like they did you eventually.
MSRP. Yeah, that's right. That's awesome.
Nowadays, it's $5,000 over everything, man.
So. Yeah, of course. Of course. Before we go any further, I do want to say, welcome to the Bullhucker Podcast. What this podcast is, it's a podcast where we bring on a guest. Today's Landon Doiel. Doyle rules. Doyle's going to tell us 3 stories about his life. Now, here's the kicker. Only 2 of these stories are true. One's either borrowed, made up, completely made up, or halfway made up. So it's half true, half lied. Now, Landon, without going into great detail, which one is it? Is it a borrowed story? Is it halfway made up or all the way made up?
It is a borrowed story.
It's a borrowed story.
It is a borrowed story.
And in my opinion, those are officially the hardest ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it's true, just not to you.
Yeah, it's just not your true story. So,
and if you get it from the right person, you got enough details. So.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not from Rick Stroh. We'll pick that shit off right now.
If he says he went on vacation with Dincia and Carrie, I know it was.
That was on vacation with a good buddy of Dincia's.
That was Stroh's story.
You know what's funny about Rick Stroh? He's only been on this podcast once. We just brought up like every third episode.
Oh, I've noticed that. I mean, first of all, you've had half of his family on here between the twins and all those people.
Oh, yeah.
And that's actually when I started watching it because he told me that he went on your show.
Right.
And we were talking about it, and I was like, man, he's like, you know Larry. And I was like, I mean, everybody in Fort Morgan knows each other.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah. And he's like, he's got a podcast. You should go check it out. So I went home that night, and I searched what he told me to. Yeah. And I swore, again, I'm half deaf, so I swore he said Bullhucker podcast.
I wish.
And
I
so,
wish I had a show called the Bullhucker.
Do you know how many pages came up when I typed in Bullhucker? And so so we were just talking about that the other day, and he's like, "You gotta tell Larry that." And I was like, "Yep, that's gonna be one of the first things I say."
Welcome to the Bullhucker podcast, otherwise known as porn.
Yeah. Finally found it, and I was like, Bullhucker got it, because Lies got it. Okay.
People watch, but then they always mess up. I don't know why they can't remember Bullhucker. They're like, I watched that Bullsucker. They've called it everything under the fucking sun.
I think a couple of those came up when I searched Bullhucker.
So that's not me. I mean, $20 is $20, but it's a Bullhucker. That's a new one. I haven't got that one. That's funny. So, well, you know what? You ready to tell some stories, my man?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get into Toyota talk a little later, though.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Are any of these dealership stories? Or
No.
Okay.
These are all basically, I can't be arrested for them now. So,
okay.
Pretty old.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Are you from Fort Morgan?
Yeah. So I was born in Grand Junction, but we moved here when I was like 3 months old. So
Gotcha.
this has always been home. And
right.
So when I started raising my kids, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna raise them here. I love Fort Morgan. So.
How many kids you got?
I have 3 and 1 due the first week of June, so we're coming up close.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You know what causes that, right, Landon? I don't want to...
No, it's getting fixed right after.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's a lot of Bullhucker.
Yeah.
That's what causes that.
Thanks for calling me a bull.
All right. Voki, you want to read off the stories?
I sure will. We got Mexico mix-up, Vegas chaos, and drunk airsoft battle.
Oh, God. Whenever the word Vegas comes up, that's always almost a guaranteed crazy story. So, all right, man. Well, you know what? Pick one out, Vogue.
I'm going to go with drunk airsoft battle.
Ooh.
Okay. So a while ago, me and my buddy went to CSU. I did not, but I was already working, so we went. I'd always go to CSU, stay in his dorm. We'd party all weekend. I'd come home, work. One night, I bought airsoft guns on the way up there. Stopped at one of the stores and picked up airsoft guns, and so we start drinking in his dorm, which again not quite legal for 18-year-olds, but we were playing video games, normal guy stuff in the dorms, just doing that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden I pulled one out of the bag and I just started popping him with it. And this dude is. I'm a big guy, but he's small, but he hits like a brick. I mean, I was scared for my life, and he's like, I was like, I got you one. So we started just shooting each other. I mean, dorm rooms are small, but we were like trying to hide.
Oh my God!
Yeah. He could hide a lot better than me because he could fit in a closet. I could not.
You're hiding behind the couch. He's still clipping your ass a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So we start hitting each other. I mean, we're just completely wasted at this time. We hear a knock on his door, and I was like, oh shit, man, who's that? And he's like, yo, if it's my RA, we don't have to worry about it. We do not have to answer. It's just kind of his way of telling us to be quiet. And I was like, all right, man, who's your RA? And he's like, just look out. Is it a small bearded guy? And so I look out the little peephole, and I was like, yeah, man, it's a bearded guy. And he's like, okay, just don't worry about it. We'll just be quiet, just play video games for a while, and then we'll go. So I was like, all right. So we ignore that. We start playing video games again. Keep drinking. All of a sudden we get that, the drunken 2 a.m. like we're hungry. We need to go get something to eat. Mm-hmm. So we get all ready. We go out the door. Everybody in that dorm hall was outside of their rooms talking to police at that point. And I thought I was a good kid in high school. College kind of set me loose, but I was like, man, we're getting arrested. Like, what? And he's like, bro, like, you said it was my RA. And I was like, why are the cops interviewing everybody? Like, clearly we were the loud ones.
Right.
I was like, I don't even know. Like, we're drunk, da-da-da. This cop, like, I was like, just get out of here. Let's walk out of here as quick as we can. So he slams the door, of course, gets everybody's attention. Everybody's looking down the hall at us because he's at the very end. And he goes, the cop starts coming at me, and I was like, bro, that's the guy I saw in the peephole. I thought that was your RA. And he's like, you didn't notice the badge? And I was like, he was short, man. I didn't see it all, dude. So I was like, he's like, excuse me, fellas. And I was like, oh, man, here we go. We're screwed. I'm going to get an MIP or something. And my buddy is wasted. Like I'm a tequila guy, so I can handle it. Yeah. He's not. He was wavering. Cop comes up to us, and he's talking to us. Apparently, there was a fight outside of the dorm room. They were interviewing anybody who saw anything. And they're like, we also noticed a lot of noise coming from your dorm room, like gunshots. And I was like, man, we were just playing Halo. Like it was crazy. We just had the loud, it was loud. And he's like, okay, well, if you guys, and my buddy, the entire time I'm talking to this cop is just like wavering, just like sitting there, like, and I'm like trying to secretly like grab him and hold him just as still as I can.
Right.
And, so yeah, the cop, talked to us, interviewed us. We said we didn't see anything. Blinds were closed. Like, he's like, okay, man. And I was like, first of all, you've got to smell this alcohol on us.
Right.
Like, there's no way, man. And but he let us go about 5 feet away from the cop. My buddy looks over and he's like, bro, I forgot my dorm key in the dorm room. So, yeah, we spent the night in the McDonald's until all the cops were gone about 5 a.m.
Oh,
so,
shit.
Yeah, so, yeah, but we didn't get a ticket or anything, so I was pretty happy.
I think that sometimes the cops do that because you're already at home. You're already in a dorm room, so they figure where you're going to go. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's probably where you probably lucked out a bit on that one, man. So
yeah.
I don't know. I've never been shot by an airsoft gun. You?
No, I've been shot by paintball.
Paintball and a BB gun. That neither one is. Have you been hit by a BB gun or a paintball?
All of the above. I had older sisters.
Oh my god! It was years ago, and like Sean William, what's up, Doogie? And Josh Coleman, Joel's little brother, right? And they had this little group that go down to the river and play paintball. Someone couldn't make it. They're like, Larry, you want to go? I'm like, no, I don't. And they're like, come on, fine, let's go. So I got the gun and I hide behind a tree. I don't know what to do. I'm not an arm. I'm not a soldier, bro. Yeah. And one of them pegs me in the fucking leg, and I was like, I didn't want to play this game anymore, man. You know what I mean? That shit hurts, dude.
Yeah.
Because it caught me. I was wearing pants. That's it, dude. So it wasn't. These guys were all dressed like the Armageddon's coming, like Wolverines. Yeah.
First time I was shot, I was on like a team. I was in like this tournament, and I was running to like get behind a log, and I went to slide like you're sliding into base.
Yeah.
I kicked my legs up, and this dude shot me and hit me right on the inside of my thigh, about 4 inches below my nutsack.
Almost hit your bullpecker.
Oh, and I just had on jeans too. Oh, it hurts so.
That's how like
bad.
Every paintball story happens. Like I had no armor on. Like no one ever has armor. Like,
no. Well, some of the hardcores do. You know what I mean? Like
they're always the ones who convince you to go play.
Right.
Well, the thing is, I played on a traveling tournament when I lived traveling team when I lived in Goodland, and I always played in like jeans and a t-shirt.
Oh, fuck
or
that.
a sweatshirt, maybe. But,
screw that shit.
Yeah, you're a badass.
I had the face mask, but I got home one day and I took my shirt off.
My underwear.
I took my shirt off, and my girlfriend looked at me. She goes, "You are covered in welts." And I go, "Yeah." She's like, "I go, so?" She goes, "And you think that shit's fun?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's a blast."
I had goggles on because they said you should wear goggles.
I have like a big face mask.
Well, thank God for that.
Yeah. I like the fucking the 80s shop goggles. You know what I mean? And I was wearing jeans and like a who farted shirt or something. You know what I mean? But it was the early 90s, bro. So that was pretty much it. That's the last time I played paintball. Fuck that sport. So
yeah. Airsoft is a lot like, it's more like a BB gun, but instead of metal, you're getting hit with just plastic.
Yeah.
But when you're in a 10 by 10 dorm room, there's no getting away. That's point blank all the time. Like, and you don't have, we had probably shorts and tank tops on. Like, it was the worst decision we've ever had, and we almost paid dearly for it.
That's like Mexican knife fighting, bro. That's your close proximity shit, dude.
There's a guy I follow on Instagram called his handle is Kicking Mule, and he's like a big airsoft guy. He plays in like all over the place.
Yeah,
and he's like, there's so many different types of airsoft.
Oh yeah,
there's like handguns and rifles, and he has a sniper rifle, the full like ghillie suit. And he'll just like lay in the bushes and just pick motherfuckers off
Really?
left
Yeah.
and right. No one ever sees him.
No, yeah, that's he's on TikTok. I follow him, and he just like shoots them, and they won't say they're out, and then he'll shoot them again. Yeah, he's
there
so
was one
good.
guy he shot like 5 or 6 times, and the dude he was shooting never did see who shot him, so he just stayed there.
Yeah.
And he finally smoked that dude like right in the corner of the eye.
Yeah.
He's like, if you're not going to go out, and he hit him right in the corner of the eye.
Yeah.
And that guy jumps and like holds his face and looks around and walks off.
Yeah,
It's like, that's your like 6th time getting shot.
I don't know if you remember this at Budweiser when I came back from Julesburg one day, and Rick was like, "What is with your trailer?" Somebody had like pink paintballs, and I was like going down the interstate, ting 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 ting. They just painted the side of the. But remember that?
I don't remember that.
I was in the 16 bays, the little ones.
Yeah.
The Route 60. Remember that? Yeah, man. Someone just lit my. So I had to sit there and try and scrub it off and.
Damn.
Yeah, man, I was not happy. I don't even know where'd that happen. I'm like, well, fucking 100 miles between here and Julesburg, I guess. I don't know, dude. I can't see the side of the truck, you know. So, yeah. Well, what do you think about that one, Vogue?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get an airsoft gun.
What kind of gun was it? Was it a pistol? Was it a...
Yeah, they were just little pistols.
Okay.
I picked them up. They were like $20 each. I mean, I was a poor, I was working. He wasn't, but it was 2 years after we graduated, so I was 18, 19
Right,
years
yeah,
old. So yeah, I just stopped in and got him. So
What's your friend's name?
Zeb,
What's up,
he's
Zeb?
he's actually involved in one of the other stories too. So.
Is he living in Nebraska now, married to a girl named Alicia?
No.
Okay.
No. He actually works at the hospital. He is the main pharmacist there. So he's gonna hate this episode when I tell him to watch it because he's gonna be like, "Damn, man, I can't be having my news all over the world like that."
You know what he could do, though? He can come tell us some stories too, Zeb. Okay, this road goes both ways. When Rick Stroh came on, I let Rick just say whatever he wanted about whoever he wanted because he took such a beating for the other episodes. I'm like, you want to
Every other episode.
make some shit up, Rick? I don't care. You know?
I wish I had a Rick Stroh story, man.
Oh, everybody's got a Rick Stroh story. All right, that was a great story, man. That would have been the one I kept for last, though, but because I like to. There's always one that
Seriously,
pokes out to me.
I thought you were going to go with Vegas
Well,
last.
we will do Vegas last, but let's do Mexico Mix-Up. These are all great titles, by the way.
Thank you. Like I said, I watched since Rick's been on. I've watched most of the episodes, and some of them have some cool names, man. So I was like, man, I got to come up with something. So.
Yeah, and it's always the one. I give the shout out to this one because one snuck right by me. The brown eye girl thing. I didn't catch. Did you, Joe Machuca?
Yeah.
Brown eye girl. And I'm like, I bet this is a beautiful story about falling.
Fell in love and found another girl.
And Chuck's like, then she bent over. I was like, oh my god. Take a left turn into Fucksville. All right, brother. Mexico Mix-Up.
So first of all, apologies to my wife because this was before her time. But
What's her name?
Shanae.
What's up, Shanae?
She's at home just pregnant. So it's like, you want to drive me out there? She's like, no, you go do your thing. So so a couple, we've been married for 3 years now, officially 2 years, but we had a private wedding, I guess. But before her, when I was dating a girl, we went to Mexico. First time I'd ever been to Mexico. First time I've really been out of the country. And we went to Playa del Carmen, me and this girl, and I was, trying to smooze her, and I'm going to take you on a trip, and it's going to be great. So I hate flying too, so that was the worst part. Freaked out the whole time, drinking, those kind of things. But we get there to Mexico, get to the resort. And when your first time in Mexico, you think, man, there's going to be a lot of Mexicans, Latinos around, No, we're at a resort. This is all white people who don't want to go into true Mexico. They just want to drink and have a good time.
Because they want to come back to real America.
Exactly. Exactly. So we get to the resort, we check in. We're staying there for a full week. We get there. It was like the second or third day. We go down to the pool, and there is a full fresh bus of English women, like British English people, just chilling. And I was like, man, like did they all come in a group? Is this a thing?
Right.
Do they do this often? This is dope. Most of them probably, I was close to 30. I was probably 26, 27. So they were all younger than me, but old enough to drink because they're all partying, having a good time. So I was with my girl, and I was trying to ignore all these other, I mean, these girls with accents. I don't know. There was just something about them. Like every time we went somewhere, I was like, damn.
And that accent is sexy as fuck, man.
I don't understand.
Yeah, sure.
I love an English accent.
Yeah.
Like Elizabeth Hurley, when she would talk, I would just stare. Kate Beckinsale,
Yes.
I just stare.
Yes.
They could look like
Thank
me
you.
with that accent. I'd be like, I'm still a little interested. You know? I'm still kind of into
I'm
it.
still gonna take a swing. So I mean, I'm a big guy, out of shape. We were just hanging by the pool one day, and we got there early every day to the pool, swim up bar. There was a little partition where you could like sit halfway in the water. So I was sitting there as in the shade because I'm a ginger. So I was like, I'm not trying to get sunburn or skin cancer. So I'm going to sit in the shade. So my girlfriend at the time's laying there. She falls asleep. I'm in the shade, just chilling, drinking. All of these women are across from me. And I'm like, man, this is going to be a show. I'm going to stay here as long as I can today.
Right.
This 21, 22-year-old looking girl, just built right, is in a bikini. And I notice, I look over, and she's across the pool from me, not too far, to where she could tell I was just staring at her. I had my sunglasses on, and she's just looking at me. And I'm like, what's up, dude? This is you're going to have to figure out a way home because I'm going to England. And I mean, she's fixing herself, doing this move, and she'd look over and make the kissy face type stuff. And she was just looking, and I'm like, man, what is happening here? Is this a real life thing? Is this about to go down? Does she know this woman right here sitting next to me is my girlfriend? Man, she wants to come up to the room. Let's go. Let's get this going.
Yeah.
Man, this happened for probably 30 minutes, and I'm just taking shots, and I'm like, man, I'm feeling better and better. I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to this chick. I'm gaining that confidence, and I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to her. And she's doing it more and more, and she's taking pictures, and I'm like, man, she's flirting for sure. This is hands down, she's flirting with me.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, all right, finally get up the confidence. I'm like, I'm just gonna go talk to her, see what's up, So I stand up and I put on my glasses, turn around just to make sure she's still sleeping. I turn around and realize behind me is a giant partition with a mirror, or not a mirror, but a window that is tinted that acts as a mirror. And I look back and I'm like, she was just checking herself out this entire fucking time, man. Oh my God. I was so glad I didn't walk up to her because if I wouldn't have turned around and noticed that was right there, and it was in the shade, so it's probably perfect for her to take her stupid little selfies and shit and act like she was flirting with an older dude. So yeah, I was pissed. I was mortified, and that girl never heard that story, and now my wife did, so that's fun.
Just don't take his ass to Mexico.
Don't take Landon out of the country, ever.
I like how you said they're old enough to drink. It's Mexico. The fetus your wife's carrying right now is old enough to drink in Mexico, okay?
Yeah, true. And over there in England, it's as long as you're old enough to order, you can.
It's 18,
drink,
right?
It's 18 over there.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I haven't.
No, you're good.
I'd love to check. Have you?
I went to Germany shortly after, and it's true, man. If you're literally tall enough to order a beer, you can get beer in Germany. So I'm sure it's that way in all those countries over there.
Jordan Phelps came on this podcast and told us a story about his son. That's where they took their senior trip, was to Germany, and how it was a learning trip, but then they find out they can drink. So then Jordan's got to try and keep an eye on this kid. So
yeah, Germany's dope. It's
oh, my bad.
There's a bratwurst stand on every corner. We have Starbucks here.
Yeah.
And they have beer, and it's just every weekend is a festival. Everybody's always oh, it's just Oktoberfest. No, they find any reason to drink.
Right.
Every reason to drink. So.
How are you guys ever so hateful in any war?
Yeah,
you're so drunk and happy right now.
Also, why didn't we adapt some of that learning over here? We beat them, so let's figure this out.
Yeah, the Nazi shit's bad, but this whole drinking thing they're on too. Yeah. I think we could benefit.
Fest and drinking every day.
They're probably pissed off because they're not drinking. That's they have to go fight and defend the country, so they're all pissed off.
That's how Hitler came to power. Shut the liquor stores.
Take away beer and brats.
And then they would fight. They would fight for the beer, yeah. Shut all the liquor stores. That's it sucks when you're getting flirted with, or you think you're being flirted with, and it takes a south turn, man. I was in Vegas for a couple of years ago. Last time I went to Vegas, it was my mom's Christmas present. She was a single mom. She's never had a chance, so I told her, this year I'm going to take you to Vegas. That's your Christmas present. Okay. So I stay up drinking all night. She goes to bed at like 8. So I got to, I wake up because the TV won't shut off. And my remote control, the batteries are dead. I'm like, shit. So I go try and find the button on the TV. I can't find it anywhere, right? There's no buttons on this TV. I can't find them. So I call the desk. I'm like, hey, man, what gives? They're like, well, we have batteries down here. Well, I'm like, why don't you bring them up here? They're like, you need to come down here. It's 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, whatever. It's motherfuckers. All right. So I got some sandals on, socks, gym shorts, and a T-shirt, And, this is never pretty, but then now it's super not pretty, right? And I'm walking to the thing, and this gorgeous black woman approaches me and just starts a conversation, and I was like, all right, this place is magical. Then she basically hits me up. She's a hooker, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, stupid hooker. My ego was going off like, hey, you like the chunky ones, huh? like the granddad bods. You like that? Yeah. And then she hit me up to get tucked in. I'm like, God, no, I got to pick my mom for breakfast.
Excuse me, I got to go get my mom now.
Damn you, I have to go get some batteries, Say something down here, bitch. But yeah, it was kind of there for a minute, man. I was like, huh. All right.
Yeah, it was not pretty, and I hate to admit that is not a story I tell often. So
yeah, that's funny. English women, yeah, I love, and for some reason I like an Australian accent too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but French accents, I'm not.
See, and I mean it's the same thing with like women to men. Like when a guy has an accent, you ain't got a chance. Like there just is no chance.
Yeah.
But there are some of those accents. I mean, when we were over in Germany, that is the worst language. Like, I mean, they could tell you they love you, and it just seems like they're yelling at you.
It sounds angry. Everything they do
no
sounds
matter
angry.
what you do, and I don't know if it's because of Hitler or not, but everything they say, they're just yelling at you, and you're like, I don't know what's happening.
Well, yeah, they say about French too, though. Like when they're speaking French, everything sounds so lovely and so
flowy.
Yeah, flowy. Yeah, it's a great word, man. But Germany, German sounds angry no matter what they're saying to you all the time, man.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What do you think about that one, Vogue?
I like it. I've never had a mix-up like that, but
no.
It's just because my confidence is up there, man. I'm a car salesman. Like we have outstanding confidence. I just thought it was the one.
Time to close this deal.
Yeah.
I would have probably been sitting there thinking, she is obviously either drunk or blind. There's no way she is looking at this.
Either way, Adam, I was still down.
Yeah.
More the merrier. She's blind.
Yeah.
So.
I thought you were going to say, is that you, Brad Pitt? Because we get mistaken all the time for a blind ass. You know what I mean? She's like, really? Oh, yeah. We're Twinkies, man. We're the same. So, or drunk, I mean. But that's not what we do here at the Bullhucker podcast. All right, that's the Bullpecker podcast. It does that shit. So
Bullpecker. I'm gonna start a spinoff of you guys. Bullpecker. Just talk about all sex stories. It's gonna be great.
Well, you know what?
You're gonna be my first guest.
You know what? I would gladly be your first guest. And you know why that makes so much sense? Because Bullpecker, every guy lies about the size anyway, right? So it's the same premise. It's the same shit. Which one of them is the bullshit? So. Except for that one, it's going to be 2 lies and 1 truth, Right. 1 inch is always the truth. So, all right. We had 2 great stories down. Mexico mix-up and drunk airsoft battle. We got 1 left. Vegas chaos.
Yeah. So, kind of like your story, man. So, we went to Zeb, my buddy who was involved at the college airsoft battle, and another buddy. He does not drink, mind you. He is a pastor now in Texas, but... we all decide for my 21st, I'm the youngest of us 3, that we're going to go to Vegas. And so...
What's his name?
Winston.
Amen, Winston. All
right. So we all decide, like, let's go to Vegas. So I call my sister up, and I was like, yo, let's go to Vegas for my 21st. And she's like, yeah, I'm down. And her boyfriend was down at the time, too. So we're like, yeah, we'll just drive out. So we drive out to Vegas. It's like... Technically, I didn't turn 21 until the second day we were in Vegas, but I got my license, my paper license and all that. So Vegas, they don't give a shit. So
they don't.
We're all, us 3 guys are staying in one room. My sister is off doing her thing with her boyfriend in another hotel completely. We go out for a dinner for my birthday. There's another girl that had a birthday the same time from Brush that were in Vegas because she was turning 21. So we all go out for dinner, hang out. And my buddies are like, hey, man, it's your birthday. You're not paying for a thing. I said, okay, we're dressed up. We're dressed to the nines. And I said, okay. He's like, give me your wallet. I said, man, I don't want to give you my wallet. It's got my ID and stuff. He's like, keep your ID. It's like, I just don't want you paying for anything. I was like, all right. So I handed my wallet. We we take off down the strip, start drinking, those kind of things. We get just wasted, and we start walking down the strip back to our hotel. We stay at the Stratosphere. So that's at the end of the strip, right? So we were partying elsewhere. We're walking down the strip. My buddy's got my wallet, and all of a sudden my dude, Zeb, just disappears. And I didn't realize this. I was still walking down the strip. Everybody else goes to find him. I'm texting, just chilling. All of a sudden I turn around, no one's there. And I was like, oh, fuck. I'm lost in Vegas. Like, right. I know the strip, like, right? I'm not lost. I can see my hotel is the biggest fucking hotel.
Right.
But they just all were gone. So I was like, I'm going to go chill out at the girls' hotel that we went with. Maybe they'll come in. I'll sit right by the front door. I'll gamble a little bit right here by the front door. And I'll watch them walk in. I felt like I sat there for 2 fucking hours. I was like, I haven't seen them. I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Right.
Apparently I was there for like 5 minutes, but, so I left, I start walking, I'm in dress shoes, whatever. So I start walking down the strip. I'm like, yo, like, I'm asking everybody, can I borrow a phone? Can I borrow a phone? Everybody's like, no, you're fucking crazy. You're a homeless guy, whatever. I'm like, do you see how I'm dressed right now? No, I'm not a homeless guy. My phone's dead.
Yeah.
Like, I just need some help. I can't take the bus down to the hotel. And I was like, hey, finally this nice young gentleman let me borrow his phone. I call my sister. She doesn't answer because she doesn't know the number. So I'm like, fuck, man, I got to walk all the way down to this hotel.
Right.
So I start walking. All of a sudden, a lady of the night comes out and
stupid hook.
She's like, hey. And I was like, what's up? And she's like, $10. And I was like, $10? I was like, for what? Like, I'm a 21-year-old. Like, I really am not experienced in the world. And I'm like, $10 for what? She's like, I'll make you feel good. And I was like, my buddy has my wallet. Like, $10 sounds like a fucking deal to me, bud. Let's get it, you know? And, dude, as quick as she appeared, she disappears. Like that Homer Simpson, like, where he fades into the bushes. Yeah, dude, I'm like, holy like, where did she go? I was like, all right, cool. I don't have my wallet, whatever. I don't want to feel good.
Hooker black magic. Dude.
Yeah.
I've walked all the way down the strip in dress shoes.
That's what
so
I'm
to
saying.
Feel good, you're going to rub my fucking feet.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, yeah, at this point, I got my dress shoes draped over my shoulder. I'm walking. All of a sudden, this nice car pulls up. It's got rental plates on it. And I'm like, oh. And they're like, this lady, younger lady, she's like, hey, how much? And I was like, what? She's like, how much? And I was like, for what? And she's like, oh, you're not a male escort. I was like, no. And she's like, my bad. Pulls away. I was like, damn, I could have gotten bus fare. Like, shit, damn it. So I walk all the way down the strip, finally get back to my hotel, and me and my buddies we're shoe freaks. We have all the newest shoes. We brought like 12 boxes of shoes with us. And I get to the hotel, and I'm like, hey, man, I need it in my hotel room. I don't have my key. My buddies are lost. Like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. And he's like, well, can you tell us what's in your room if security goes up with you? I was like, yeah, for sure. Go up, and I'm like, yeah, there's like 12 boxes of Jordans over there and a bunch of hats up on the... And he's like, yep, this is your room. So he lets me in. It's 3 a.m. I'm drunk as shit. I finally get to bed, and my buddies get back at like 4 a.m. And they're like, yo, man, you all right? And I just like, apparently I wake up, and I'm just like, hey, real quick. And they're like, what's up, man? And I was like, fuck you guys. I just fall right back asleep. The next day, they're like, bro, your feet were like black, like from what they were like, what happened? I was like, I got lost. And they're like, oh, your boy Zeb, like he got into the mall after hours, I guess, and like came out some service entrance, and it was crazy. So that was the Vegas chaos, man. I got offered sex and to get paid for sex, and I didn't do either. So.
I mean, you were the cog in the circle of life, man.
It was a real that strip taught me so much in life that even now I'm like, fuck Vegas, I'm never going back. Like, I'm not going back there.
I told the other chick, I said, for $10, I know if you like lesbian stuff, I know a chick. $10 make you feel good, apparently, you know.
She's a black chick back at the Venetian.
Yeah. Dude, I've been to Vegas a bunch of times.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I went for the first time when I was 22 or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I never saw a hooker, not once.
Yeah.
My friend Beth and Manny lived in Vegas at the time. They're here now. And it's crazy because Manny grew up there, and he's like, yo, you seen him. You've seen them all the time. You just don't know they're hookers. You know what I mean?
They're disguised.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like masters of disguise.
Fucking ninjas, bro.
Yeah,
right?
dude. Just faded in the bushes, disappear on me.
So nunchucks, they got these nuts. But it's crazy. I never saw him. Never saw him. And I won this trip. I won a trip one time to go down there, and it was me. It was for Budweiser. There was a bunch of Budweiser guys. There was like 12 of us, I think.
Right.
So 8 of us from Montana to Alaska, everywhere. It was one ticket, so nobody brought their wives. You know what I mean? Because as a lot of them say, "Why bring Santa to the beach?" Right? And I'm like, they're probably divorced now, but. Yeah. So we go hang out the whole weekend. You know what I mean? Just it's all we do is hang out with each other, you know, and kind of swap beer stories and shit. And it'd be like hanging out with a bunch of car dealers, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, just swapping stories about the shit that happens, and everybody else laughs because they know, right? So we get to the Caesars, right? The Cleopatra's Bar, and the dude from like Montana, South Dakota, one of those northern states, he's at the bar talking to this chick, and she is a 10. She's a freaking 10, bro. You know what I mean? She is so hot, and we're like, there's no way that dude. There's no way, dude. You know, and talking. Finally, he kind of wanders back over, and we're like, "What's that about, dude?" And he's like, "Prostitute." She wanted like $6,000 or $3,000 or something for the night. It was multiple grand. I remember that. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I'm in the wrong business.
You know what? I bet she got it.
I'm sure she did from somebody.
Oh, somebody had that kind of money, and she was. I mean,
you don't go to. I mean, yeah, those high rollers out there. Yeah. Those old guys that just have money. Who knows how they made it? But yeah, it's like, somebody paid that. Yeah. Somebody paid for one night, paid her $5,000. Yeah. And now she's like, cool, now I can feed my 6 kids. Let's go.
Yeah. Right. Guys that have money to buy stuff like million-mile Toyotas. You know what I'm saying? Like, ridiculous.
Yakioi Toyotas right there with them.
I can buy older Toyota or a younger girl. I buy both. Fuck you. That's why my name's Bob Toyota. So, yeah, it's crazy. Have you've been to Vegas?
Yeah, we were there the same weekend.
That's right. We were there the same weekend. That's right.
So we traveled together.
No, we didn't go together. 2 separate trips, 2 separate things. It just happened to be the same weekend.
That's it. That's the other weird thing is people just show up in Vegas and you're like, "What are you doing this weekend?" "Oh, I'm in Vegas this week." "Hey, me too." "What the fuck? Like we're from Fort Morgan. Calm down. Why are you in Vegas?"
I was in Tim's wedding, right? And you were doing. I don't know what you were doing.
I was down there. My dad had just gotten remarried, and I hadn't met my all my stepbrothers and sisters. So my dad and stepmom organized this trip so we could all, me and my sister could meet all our all the kids could meet all the kids. We're all adults, but
there's like, we'll get them drunk as shit. They won't even know. They'll lose a bunch of money.
That's the
They'll
first
love each other.
Only time I've ever seen any of them.
Really?
For real.
Is your dad still married to that woman?
Yeah, they're still married.
Oh, okay.
But
well, that's good at least.
I remember
they're still married
because Kyle Crystal's son was on the top of the limo screaming your name like you're his last father or something. You know what I mean? Like
he tells him, you need to yell for Vokey. He goes, "What's a Vokey?" He tells him, a very large white man.
Just wait, you'll see. Just yell Vokey real loud. It's like Beetlejuice. He'll just show up.
That's right. If there's 2 of them in this state, it's pure madness. You know, Vegas is a trip, man. It's
crazy.
It's crazy. You said you were a shoe guy.
Yes, huge shoe and weirdly sock guy. Like I always wear shoes. I always wear socks in the house, no matter what. I have house shoes. I have house Nikes that I wear. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a huge shoe guy.
Do you know Raul Reyes?
Yeah.
Okay, he's also a sneaker dude, man.
Yep. I bought my dog from him.
So, oh, really?
Yeah.
What's up, Raul? He just came back from a sneaker convention where he bought some crazy expensive New Balance, I think. Yeah, and he showed
New Balance is real world.
Oh, but he showed me a picture of he's got a wall in his house just full of sneakers, man. Just well, from what he says is you buy them like when they're limited edition or whatever, and then sit on them for 6-7 months, and then go to these conventions and just quadruple your money, right?
Dude, it's So I got into the shoe game. I mean, in high school. I mean, I've always been 6'3". Always worn size 13, so I have sneakers from back in the day when I was in high school, and then there forward. And I mean, these guys go to these shoe conventions now, and it's become a lot more popular over the years. But these guys will pay $3-4 grand for a pair of sneakers. Like, it's crazy. There's a run of Kyrie Irving's who plays basketball. He came out with SpongeBob, Patrick, Mr. Krabs, like all the SpongeBob characters. And I mean, you bought them for like shit, $120 brand new, and now you can resell them for, you know, $600, $700. But I mean, some of these guys have like Jordans, I mean, that are worth, like, I have the Space Jams and the Concords, which are both 11s. And I have a second run, and so not the original run, but the second run. And they're worth, I mean, I probably paid $300 for each of those. Again, sorry to my wife because she doesn't know that, but yeah, they sit up in my closet. And that's the other thing too, is some of these sneaker dudes don't realize, like, you can't just leave them sitting in the closet either. Like, right. a lot of normal people don't know that, but you got to take them out. You got to get them conditioned and stuff like that, because if you just leave them in the box in a closet, they're gonna deteriorate and their glue's gonna break down and all that stuff. So yeah,
well, he does. He tells me he takes them out, like, when he wears them out for the night, then he comes home and shines them up.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Shit. Yeah, so
you got shields in them so they don't get bends in the toes, and you rock them, and you rock them one night and you're a badass, and then you sell them.
Well, I mean, so what's the difference in that with women who spend thousands on shoes?
Yeah,
for little dainty shoes that, you know what I mean, at least a pair of Air Jordans would last you. In Armageddon, when zombies take over the earth, I mean,
I'd much rather wearing Jordans
than some pumps, right?
Right. I'm not running. None of us are running too well in pumps. You know what I'm saying?
Although you can't stab a zombie in the face better with a pump than a Jordan, but you know what I mean.
You ain't running. You better be able to stab them with something. Right?
Die, bitch!
Stabbing zombies with stilettos.
Yeah. You're that Bud Light talker now.
Yeah, that's crazy though. But you know what? It's cool. It's a hobby, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you how much it cost me to put this shit together. You know what I mean?
It's insane.
But this is a hobby that I love.
The world.
I very much enjoy this, man.
Everybody spends money on something. Whether people say they don't have hobbies or not, everybody's got something that they've spent money on. So whether it be guns, shoes. I mean, shit, man. Like,
I've spent thousands of dollars on RC cars,
and I never knew that about
that's
until
dope,
2 years ago.
I've got
That's
so
amazing.
many. It's insane. I've got cars that I've probably had. They're probably $2,000, $2,500 in those things.
Shit.
But you enjoy it. You enjoy it.
Yeah, I have a blast with it.
Then who
Do you
gives
ever
a shit,
race
man?
them? Like, I've seen those races and
No,
stuff.
I don't
like
race. I'll just take them out with like a couple buddies or whatever.
Okay.
I have rock crawlers and
Yeah.
truggies and off-road bashers and all
That's
kinds
amazing,
of stuff.
dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I
That's
like
so
it.
cool.
Yeah, it is cool, man.
Everybody's got a hobby. From hats to T-shirts to,
Right.
I mean, whatever. I mean, everybody's got something.
Hats.
Rick Stroh, who I haven't thrown out in this podcast, but because everybody else has, Rick always calls my house the Amazon warehouse because I have one of everything. I do. I have a C crate next to my 2-car garage that holds. Man, I just love shopping. I really do. And yeah, man, everybody's got a hobby, dude. You can sell that stuff online for stupid money. It doesn't make any sense.
Rick collects animals or exotic pets.
Yeah,
or used
crocodiles,
to. I don't know
snakes.
if he does anymore, but
No,
yeah,
I know he's got some snakes. I know since the crocodile story and all that, but yeah, he's got some snakes and stuff. So yeah, old Papa Rick to my kids, man. They love it. So yeah.
Try to talk Juan Island into buying a tiger. Was it a tiger?
Some
A
shit
lion?
like that.
Yeah, what was that? A fucking random cat. He was all over the board that night. When I tried to listen to his podcast, and I was like, I love Juan to death. I've done reviews for him for the liquor store and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But man, he was all over the board that night on stories. I was like, holy shit! I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Too much cerveza and the Santa hat didn't help. I think it's a little tight. No,
Yeah, that was weird, man.
Juan.
Old
Little
the old
snowman-
hatchet house.
snowman hat.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't ever judge anybody for their hobbies, man. I mean, if that's what you dig, that's what you dig, man. Good for you. You know
Everybody's
what I'm
got something. Everybody's got something.
At least you have something to show for it, other than guys who, smoke for a living. You smoke cigarettes.
Buddy.
You know how much money that costs? And what do you have? Lung cancer. Good for you. Slow clap.
I just noticed the price of cigarettes the other day because I was talking to me and somebody were talking about it, and I was like, I don't even know. So I got to kind of watch it when I go into like Edwards or the Maverick, and I was like, shit, it's like $10 a pack now.
I'm a chewer for sure. Have been since I was in high school. My buddy just came at me. Another salesperson was like, "Hey man, have you ever bought chew in Nebraska?" And I said, first of all, I don't go to fucking Nebraska. I don't know what the prices are there. He's like, it's like $4. And I was like, shit, I spend like $7 on a can. Right. So I mean, it's crazy, man. But everybody has something, whether
Sure.
it be a hobby or an addiction, as some people would call it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I went into Juan's and spent like $200 on alcohol. So I mean,
You want to talk about liquor sales, but if I had all the money back I spent on liquor, but
dude, I'd be a millionaire.
I'd be renting Joe Rogan's
Yeah, exactly.
studio out on the
Jamie,
side.
look it up real quick.
Yeah, Joe. I'm gonna need it on Tuesday, motherfucker. I don't know what you're doing, but you're not podcasting. That's what you're doing. I am.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, that's cool though, man. I remember when I quit smoking back in 2001. The cost of a pack was $2.75. About to go to $3 and a quarter, and I was like, "That's outrageous! I can't." Madness. And then, like you, I go in. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, I was when we were thinking about stories. My wife and I were kind of talking, and I had a side hustle in college that was going to be one of my truths, you know. And we used to sell King Cobra 40s out of the trunk of my car in college. And she was like, "What do you mean?" It's like it costs us $1.25 to buy a 40 ounce of alcohol.
Two old blood guys.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And I'm sure King Cobra got sent back a ton, and you had pallets of it just sitting at the warehouse. But
$13.20 a case.
exactly, dude. You were when we went to college. Like, it was like I finally got to buy alcohol, and I was underage, but I was like buying this, and we were selling it out of the trunk of my car, and we were spending $1.25 per 40 and selling it for $6 because no one could buy alcohol in college because they weren't old enough. And it's like now you walk in, what's $1.25 going to get you?
Nothing.
Yeah.
A shooter, maybe, of schnapps, like cheap schnapps. Yeah.
Maybe. And I was getting people fucked up at NJC. Like, we were selling King Cobras by the case.
Where'd you buy the cases from? Was it off 8th Street? Or by the college somewhere?
No, it was right by I think it was called Nick's Liquor at the time. It was right by the 7-Eleven there on Main Street.
Nick's Liquor.
Nick's Liquor, right? Yeah, so went in with a buddy of mine. He was old enough, and yeah.
You said NJC. I was thinking of in Greeley. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was like,
UNC,
oh shit, that's UNC. Yeah. No, I went to NJC.
So you know what? He probably carried half those cases in that you sold.
Hell
So.
yeah,
when
dude.
was this? Like what years?
Shit, 2000. I graduated in 07, so 08.
So
I only
I-
lasted
that's-
a semester.
I worked at Budweiser from 04 to 2012. So yeah,
okay.
I hauled
Oh,
your
yeah.
King Cobra into that fucking
Yeah,
store,
I resold
man.
those for a lot more money than you were making.
That's hysterical. There's a place in Greeley because I thought we sold a lot of King Cobra.
Yeah.
There's a bar or a liquor store by the college in Greeley. They were telling me. That, I mean, they literally take 2 pallets a day of King
What?
Cobra. Yeah, dude.
King Cobra is Ram's piss,
Oh,
man.
but it's so
Like,
horrible. One day when I first started Budweiser at Nick's Liquor,
Yeah.
because you downstacked them in 4, right?
Yep.
4 high.
Okay.
And it was me and a guy named Ryan and everything. What's up, Ryan? And we're wheeling in. And Mike Carrillo shows up, who's the salesman. And I go, Mike, Ryan didn't downstack enough. We're missing one. There's only 3 in the stack. We look up, this old cholo has got one. He's running towards the tracks. I mean, he's... Man, and I'm like, shit, should we get him? And Mike's like, just let him go, man.
Yeah.
For him, it was like the greatest day ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, and that's
Yeah.
how I felt like. So I went in there with a buddy. He was over 20. I mean, you're in college, you always find that one guy who can buy alcohol.
Sure.
That probably shouldn't be at college parties.
yeah.
Went in with him. It was a random dude. Didn't know him but a week. We went in, and then they never checked my ID after that. And I feel like because we were buying King Cobras, I mean, we were broke college students.
Yeah,
So,
of
like,
course.
we were like, fucking man, the cheapest alcohol, King
Right.
Cobras. We were buying that, and I was like, man, they know I'm not 21.
Yeah.
But they're just trying to get rid of every King Cobra. And we bought them out every week. We bought them out. We'd buy on Monday. We'd sell out on Friday, Saturday. We'd go back Monday and buy the whole new stack that they had, man.
That's
and
awesome.
like, dude, I was like, they know I'm underage. Like, I've never shown an ID in there.
Yeah.
I didn't have a beard. I was baby face as shit. Like, I was like, yeah, they know. But they want to get rid of this horrible, horrible beer.
And Mary that works there is like 200 years old. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. 3 great stories, Adam. Mexico mix-up,
Good ones.
Vegas chaos, it was, and drunk airsoft bottle. You got one in mind, bro?
I do.
Do you? Me too.
I do.
But I kind of do. So what we do is, Landon, is we rock, paper, scissors to see who has to go first.
Oh, I've been
Right?
waiting for this moment.
Okay, so-
I've been waiting for this moment because I'm going to call out you and Rick Stroh, you sons of bitches.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
damn.
you fucking 3 pumpers. Rick Stroh said I was a special student on his podcast. 4 pumps. It's 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Amen.
what's up, Adam? Thank
Right
you.
on, yeah.
I agree. You sons of bitches with your 3 pumps.
Listen,
Don't come at me. I didn't even care about the damn show. They're all lies, but I wanted to play rock, paper, scissors.
It's not rock, paper, scissors, shoot. By the way, we have the official rock, paper, scissors.
That's dope.
Candies,
That's
man.
Amazing.
Robbie Garcia. What's up, Robbie? Love you, buddy.
Hey, Robbie.
Yeah. You can barely see them over Adam's head, but yeah, they're little, there you go. They're little, you know how they work? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My kids get them all the time.
Are you ready? We're doing your
I'm ready.
evil 4-pump bullshit, all right?
Oh, even with the 4-pump.
You want to know why? Because I've been stuck on paper a while, and he knows that, right?
So we only did 3, didn't we?
No, he did 4.
No, you
Did
did
we do
4.
4? Okay.
You did 1, 2, 3.
He's trying to chip into us.
That's the other thing with 4-pumpers. We don't give a shit. We'll lie until we win.
It's because you have no soul. You're a redhead 4-pumper, so you really got no soul, okay?
I bought a Kia Soul once.
All right. 3 stories. Adam, what do you think, buddy?
I'm going to go with Mexico Mix-Up. And the reason why is because his buddy Zeb came up in the other 2 stories. So there's kind of like that common thread, which he could have all the same friends, same group of people, whatever. But that's just kind of what I'm going off of is the characters in the other stories.
So Mexico Mix-Up.
Mexico Mix-Up.
I'm going to do one thing before I give mine because I forgot to do it real fast. We're going to watch a quick video.
Yep.
So what we do is we take one of the vendors upstairs. We make a little video of them so you can see what they have here at the Emporium. They sell anything from hot sauce to boots to jewelry. Yeah. There's all toys up there.
There's
I was looking around.
3D
It's amazing.
printed
It's amazing.
stuff.
They got a lot of cool stuff here, man. And the people that own this, this place is open to support small business. Because if you don't support small business, it goes away. You got to support local business. Buy your cars local, right?
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So, and make sure you shop local and check out the pizza. Have you had the pizza here yet?
Yeah, we did. We did the other day. We ordered it from them. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think it's fantastic. I'm a big fan of it.
I'm taking one home tonight.
All right, yeah.
We got to wrap this up before they close.
Yeah. I just looked too. But here's a quick video. We'll check it out.
My name's Jeanette Bishop, and I'm the owner of Earth's Core Treasures. We're located at Brush Emporium, 210 Clayton Street. We collect unique items from all over the world that hold a history, such as crystals, sage, oracle, jewelry, and other metaphysical items. You can come down and see us directly at Brush Emporium. You can also contact me on my website at earthscoretreasures.com. I'm also on Facebook. If you just look up Earth's Core Treasures, you can find us there as well.
All right, so there you go. Come on, check those people out. There's all kinds of stuff out here too, man. And like I said, the 4 owners of this place are 4 owners that have been very involved in this town for a long time. They're people who love this town. This place was open to help get downtown back and running. You know what I mean? Because the small towns, their downtowns are suffering at times. So anyway, please come check the Emporium out. And big thank you to the Emporium for giving us a place to have the podcast, giving me a place to help build a studio. Because they've been so amazing and so generous about the whole thing. And while we're at it, if you do like the podcast, you do enjoy watching it on YouTube, check on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. It's a little red dot. It's our subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that because it's a
small click for you, but a big click for us.
That's right. Man. And if you're on any kind of platform, whether it be Stitcher, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts, leave a rating and review, And also, if you enjoy it on Facebook, if you see it on Facebook, share the damn thing. Help us out, man.
Do not search Bullhucker.
Do not. And if you do, make sure you're drunk and no kids are around. Okay,
Don't have your wife around because she's gonna think you're into some weird things.
And don't do it at work.
Well, don't do it if your wife's around because if she sees what the real Bullhucker looks like, not good news for you. Not good news for you, my friend. So, anyway, you're going with Mexico Mix-Up?
I am.
Okay, I think Mexico Mix-Up is actually a true story. Although I see what you're saying. I'm going to go with, I think Vegas Chaos is also a true story. Okay? A lot of detail in that one. I'm going to go with Drunk Airsoft Battle. I think that one had the least amount of detail, and I think that could be easily borrowed.
That's true.
I think because it is a borrowed story.
Right.
So I'm going to go with the Drunk Airsoft Battle. You're going Mexico Mix-Up?
I am.
If it's Vegas Chaos, we're going to stab this guy. So, all right.
Well, the good news is, boys, Adam was right. Mexico mix up. And the best part about that was Larry told me not to borrow a story from Rick Stroh because he would know him, and that was a Rick Stroh story. The whole time he was sitting there.
Rick Stroh, you son of a...
And I didn't even include some of the stuff he told me because I can't remember it. But the other two were true. Zeb was involved in both. He's been my friend for 30 plus years. So
I'm gonna call bullshit because I know Rick would have still hit on her even though he knew this.
Yeah.
He still went through it. You know?
He came back. It was actually last year from Mexico.
Was it really?
He was telling that story, and when you came and talked to me about coming on here, I was like, man, there's no better story than that because you didn't tell it on your podcast. So yeah, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna use that.
I can't believe that sucks, man.
Yeah, so I'm half true. So come buy a car.
Vegas Chaos, true story.
True story. 21, man, and that whole thing started crazy. We actually broke down. We almost hit a sheep in the road on the way up to my sister's house.
In Vegas?
No, on the way up to Grand Junction. She lived in Grand Junction at the time. But when we drove out, yeah, man, it was crazy. We were 21. We were really stupid. But yeah, that was a true story. I actually did lose my friends. They actually rode the bus that night 3 times around the loop, and apparently that's like the max, and they kicked them out at the end. It just happened to be by the Stratosphere. So
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I thought you said there was a sheep in Vegas, and you know what I was going to say? Stupid hookers. Because someone's going to love it.
Yeah.
Drunk airsoft battle is a true story.
True story. Yeah. That was just a weird night, and the reason it didn't have as many details is because I just didn't remember a lot of it. We were young and dumb. But yeah, my buddy went to CSU, then on to pharmacist school, and we spent almost every weekend up at CSU partying and doing things. So yeah.
That's cool.
I still probably have a scar somewhere on my body from it. So
that's awesome, man. This is a good time, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I'm going to ask you a real quick question. Yeah. What's your favorite car to sell? Let me ask you this. What would you buy from you?
From me, truthfully, Toyotas, man. They're unbeatable. They sell themselves, longevity. I drive a Toyota myself as my daily driver. I've sold it to all of my family members. My wife now drives a Hyundai Palisade because we're having the 4th kid, and she had a Toyota Tundra before that. But yeah, Toyotas is hands down the best way to go. The only really competitor in Colorado especially is going to be Subaru, but the longevity, and yeah.
My uncle, sorry, go ahead.
My mom and stepdad have a Toyota Camry that they bought here in Fort Morgan, but it was probably 10 or 12 years ago. It was a long time ago. And Vince still drives that car. Yeah. It's his daily driver, and so
I have a Corolla, but it has low profile tires. Don't ever buy a car with low profile tires. Don't do it. I've equaled what I paid for the car in tires.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that Toyota Corolla has ran like a champ.
Dude, they go, man. They do.
It's nuts how well they do. My uncle drives a Subaru, God bless him. And it's a cool little car.
So he's a lesbian.
He does like ladies.
Just
so
kidding, Subaru.
Well, it's funny because we had to go take him to the doctor appointment up in Greeley, and we'd stop with a Subaru because it's pretty new, so they do all the checking on it. And I walked around their lot, and I'm like, man, they do not make a cool car to save their ass. Dude.
They don't, man. They all look the same, just a little bit bigger.
Look the same, dude. I'm like, there's nothing I want to drive here. I mean, it's a nice little ride, and it's got all the bells and whistles, so yay. But so does every new car now, right? I mean,
The weird thing is Toyota. So I was not a Toyota guy before. A bunch of my buddies did, Zeb being one of them. But I was never into Toyota, started selling them. They really do. I mean, just the longevity. People who are Toyota people stay Toyota people forever. They're actually building a woven city, it's called, at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan. It's an all automated city where all they're doing is like the hybrid technology that's in Toyotas and stuff like that. They're building a whole city based off of that. No other car manufacturer has ever, like, it's not like you're like, oh, let's go to Dodge Ram City. You know, it's so crazy, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, Toyota's the way to go.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Like I said, my Dodge Ram I do love. When I found it, it's cool. I got a cool little Dodge Ram.
Yeah.
But if everything happens to it, because I'm gonna have that car till the wheels fall off. You know. I'd like not having a car payment. It's the shit.
Yeah.
I know.
It's nice. But no,
don't tell that to my customers.
Yeah. No, but you know what? It's also stupid because I had to get the Ram fixed, the ignition. Anyway, so I took it over across the way to McDonald's. Got the Jeep Dodge Ram. Yeah. And so I went walking around, you know what I mean? And that's the bad thing to do at a car lot if you don't want to buy a car, because everything's so nice there, you know what I mean? So a lot of cool vehicles, man. So what should people know when they come onto a car lot? What would you what's the number one thing they should know?
Man, truthfully, and I know this is going to sound really, really bad, but Fort Morgan is a little bit different. We're a small town. I have to see you guys in the grocery store. Like, I see you guys at dinner. I see you guys at the grocery store, whatever. You see me on commercials. The biggest thing is just don't trust salespeople. They're stupid. A lot of people don't understand. They don't. Yeah. I want to make a friend with you. I want to take care of you, your kids, those kind of things. Denver dealers, Fort Collins, whatever. They're it's what's called a turn and burn. They're gonna sell you a car and they're never gonna talk to you again because they don't have to see you. Right. I have to see you. But if I was to give one piece of advice, it'd be do not trust, I guess, big city dealers. Right. Just because there's no connection there with people. And again, I mean, I gotta see you. If I sell you a lemon, I'm gonna see you at dinner. Yeah. And you're going to make a very big deal out of it at dinner, no matter who's with who or what. Right. And half the time I'm probably drinking at dinner. So it's not going to be a pretty sight for either of us.
Bob Held sold me the Corolla. Yeah. And every time I see him, I laugh. But I tell him, next time I get a flat tire and those low profiles, I'm going to stab you, Bob. I'm going to stab you in the heart, bud. You know what I'm saying? And he laughed. He goes, and my Uncle Ed, of all people, told me, like, those look like motorcycle tires on that car. You probably don't want to buy that. And I go, what do you know? They look sharp, old man. It's part. My Mexican side don't come out very often, but every now and again it pops up. You know, like, hey, that looks sharp. I like it. Hey, you know, I knew it was Cholo when I took it to Pueblo and someone offered me a laptop.
There's the thing
for the rims.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, there it is, right there. So no, that's awesome. That's great advice, man. You know, and there's been a few times like it with Champion Dodge. When I bought my Explorer way back in the day, I was going to buy a Jeep. Mm-hmm. I wanted a Jeep really bad. Yeah. I found this Ford Explorer, which isn't the same thing at all, but the price was right. It was a beautiful little car, you know. Mm-hmm. And but I still looked around. Yeah. And that guy at Champion Dodge, there was a young college kid waiting on me at first, or trying to help me out, right? Yeah. And it was fine. This kid was doing it. His boss comes out and starts to push me on it. Yeah. And I go, I'm looking at Jeep. Maybe a Ford Explorer. And he goes, that's not really the same thing. He starts belittling me, right?
Yeah.
And I told him, you know,
they start to make you think you're dumb.
Yeah. It says, here's the deal. First of all, fuck you. Yeah. You know? And I'm going to go to my car because he kept trying to push me away from my car, you know? Yeah. That's back in the day. My mom worked at a savings and loan. She has a little blue book in her. You know what I mean? Like she's my pimp. I'm like, he says 13,000. She's like, no good. No good. No. Dumb down. Yeah. You know, so
the NADA's for 12. Yeah, you're getting 1,000 off or you're not taking the car. Yeah.
All right. What days are you at the dealership, man?
I am only off Thursdays and Sundays.
Okay.
You can't legally sell cars in Colorado on Sundays. Okay. So yeah, Thursday's my day off with my family, but I'm there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
So I walk in the front door, Toyota, you're to the left, right?
Yep, right there. Big redhead guy. You can't miss me.
You got a phone number?
970-380-5140. So hashtag Landon Doiel.
How about an email? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
My cell phone
number? Okay.
Yeah, cell phone. You can text me. I have my cell phone on me all the time. So that's the best way to get a hold of me. Or just come in and ask for me. So,
okay. All right. The redheaded Fort Pumping bastard. That's what I'm
quit it.
Hashtag Fort Pumping bastard.
That fucking sign off the wall.
The 3 pump, right?
Yeah, this is Rick Stroh, motherfucker, called me. He said it's the kids who. What did he say? I even watched it 1,000 times. He said it's the kid who is smart enough in class to get it, but doesn't try. So Rick Stroh, because that's bullshit. It's 4.
I'll give you a props. You're the first one to get violent about it.
I am, man. I'm ready. I'll tear stuff down.
He's passionate.
I was checking out how you had this up on the wall. I will tear stuff down. It's 4 pumps.
I saw him checking the foam over there.
Yeah, I was looking. I was like, this is just stapled. I can tear this down. I'll Hulk out on these motherfuckers.
I got to ask one more thing. Yeah. Were you nervous at all to come on and do this?
Nah, man.
No?
We're sales, buddy.
Yeah.
Our whole life is revolved around talking to people. I have to go from stranger to best friend in 10 minutes because you're not going to buy a car from a guy you don't trust.
Right.
So, I mean, I've only been in the car 4 years or the car business 4 years, but You really have to know how to read people, talk to people, really connect with them. And that's one of my favorite things about the car business, and that's why I'll never leave, is because it's the second biggest purchase you'll make in your lifetime, next to a house, right?
Right.
Yeah. So no.
Or a hooker in Vegas. Those are expensive.
Those are expensive. Yeah. Third biggest purchase. But yeah, man. No, I love doing these things, and that's why my buddy has recruited me for those commercials and stuff like that, is because there's no love lost between me and public speaking and those kind of things. So
very cool.
I enjoy it, man. And your show is amazing.
Thank you,
I do love it, man. I know I'm just signed the wall up there, 118. Yep. Man, I've watched so many of those, and you guys are great.
Thank you.
And Dencia and all of those people that you've had,
right.
Jen and all those people. So
right, all the co-hosts that I use, they're all I to pump my own horn, or blow my own horn. I picked some good people.
Yeah.
So,
as soon as Adam retires, I'm in.
Okay.
So sign me up.
Well, I travel a lot for work, so you may be getting a call.
Well, it was just
and
him
I'm
to begin
much better
with.
than Dencia. I don't know her too well, but I know Rick. Just kidding, Dencia. I work with a lot of your family.
So, anyway, Landon Doiel, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Give me your phone number one more time.
970-380-5140.
And on that note, I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm Adam Wilkie.
I'll catch you next time. Peace.